Hello and welcome to episode number 154 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Monday Night Raw. No, it isn't. It's going to be Friday Night SmackDown for week 2 of July 2021. And we are in Berlin, Germany. Oh yeah, today. Zai, Bratwurst and all that. Without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the show.
Think twice before you pounce. Thinking over, ready or not, it's the moment. Better off stepping aside, burning with vengeance and solid with fire. Daredevil, you picked the wall. If you think you could get away, you have us to repay.
So we actually do speak English in Berlin, apparently, unlike Rome, which is nice. Anyway, we open up with Samoa Joe and... No, actually, no, we open with Ray and Kayla outside earlier today. And Ray's going in there and Kayla's talking about how he feels about being the number one contender for the WWE title. When he's blindsided by Samoa Joe in the parking lot. He's like, hey, you think you can take me, Ray, huh? He just slams Ray on the floor, slams him against a car or something. The road agents and referees have to pull him off, and Dominic would of course check on his dad. But Joe, just making sure he gets the upper hand right away on Rey Mysterio here tonight. Here's a segment. We then start actually in the ring, like it would show that vignette at the start of the video package of what happened earlier on today. Then we'd cut to the ring where AJ, Bivens and Omos already stood. And AJ's like, last week wasn't a good week for Bivens Enterprises. Chad Gable eliminated from King of the Ring. Baron Corbin, well, he used to be the King Corbin, but now he's Baron Corbin because he's lost this tournament. Eliminated from King of the Ring. But luckily for you, there's still one man from Bivens Ent standing, and he's going to go all the way because he's the phenomenal AJ Styles. And apparently I've got to face Shinsuke Nakamura tonight. And when's he ever beaten me? I've beat him from pillar to post all the time, every time we face each other. And this one's going to make no exception, so come on out here, Shinsuke, because no one's got your back quite like these two have got mine. But that may not be true. Because we then hear, of course we do, because of course you knew I had to do it. The shredding of the guitar. Because on the stage doesn't walk Shinsuke Nakamura, on the stage walks Rick Boogs. Because he's here to rock with the King of Strong style and the future King of the Ring, Shinsuke Nakamura. And Boogs is here, and he's got Shinsuke's back here tonight against AJ Styles. And that's actually going to open the show. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura opening SmackDown here in Berlin for a 79. Where Shinsuke Nakamura defeats AJ Styles over Kinshasa in 1614. And he advances to the semi-finals on the SmackDown bracket and eliminates the final Bivens Enterprises. So all the Bivens Enterprises men, we've had three matches in the tournament so far from SmackDown, and all three of them have been losses for Bivens Ent. 72 for AJ and a 77 for Shinsuke, so Nakamura will advance to face either Cesaro or Dolph Ziggler in the next round. We then get Adam Pearce on the phone backstage, obviously getting a medical update on Rey Mysterio when Dominic walks in. He's like, how is he? How's my dad? He's like, yeah, he's a bit banged up because he didn't expect to get attacked by Joe, but he's doing fine, he's going to be back. He'll be able to still wrestle Joe at King of the Ring for the WWE title. And Dominic's like, give me Joe. Pearce is like, I'm sorry. It's like, I want Joe tonight. Joe can't go around attacking my dad. He thinks that he's this big dominant guy, but somebody like little Rey Mysterio comes up to him and all of a sudden he's quaking in his boots. He's got to attack him from behind. I need to humble him. Give me Joe tonight. And he says, well, okay, our main event of the night that we were going to have as our main event has just happened, so I guess I can talk to Joe about it, see if he's down for it. I can't see why he wouldn't be. But you sure you want to do this, Dominic? He's Samoa Joe, he's the WWE champion, he's pretty fucking tough. He's like, positive. He may be tough, but my love for my dad is stronger than that. Give me Joe tonight. And he's like, okay, your funeral. Backstage interview. Dominic Dijakovic is with Kayla, And she says, last week you were in that fatal four-way to try and earn yourself a shot at the WWE title. Many people were like, thought it might have been too soon for you to be given that sort of opportunity. And what's your next step forward? And Dijakovic's like, well, you see, anyone who says that, they clearly never saw me from my career. They feast your eyes on me because I'm here to dominate SmackDown, and I'm not gonna wait 6 months just because people think it's too soon for me. But unfortunately, I did come up short on Rey Mysterio. He will go to King of the Ring. That's nice for him. But I'm still looking for a fight tonight. So if anybody backstage wants it, I'm throwing out a challenge to anybody. And Scarlett walks by, and she just sort of looks at Dijakovic, doesn't really say anything, and then Dijakovic's just like, okay, bring him on. I'm not scared of him. So we're going to be getting Karrion Kross versus Dijakovic later on tonight. 69. Nice. In the first round Queen of the Ring match, Sasha Banks defeats Santana Garrett in 7 minutes 6 seconds of a bank statement to advance to the SmackDown semi-final to face either Candice or Shotzi. 74 for Sasha and a 38 for Santana. Queen of the Ring storyline advances and gains heat because of this, apparently. But Sasha advances to the semi-finals on the SmackDown side, along with Shayna Baszler and Bianca. Yeah, Bianca Belair. Bayley's watching on from backstage though, and she sort of shakes her head because her best friend came. She came quite close, but couldn't quite get it done. And Sonya walks by, just laughing. She's like, "You know, Bayley, it must suck. Look, there's your former best friend. She WrestleMania headliner, and she's advancing to the King of the Ring, the Queen of the Ring semi-final. She could become the Queen of the Ring, and here you are. Your current friend is the loser in that match, and you're not even in the tournament because Pierce decided that you were getting a title shot that you're not going to win against me. Must sting a little bit, Bayley, I know." And she like, "Look, Sonya, I'm not focused on Sasha or Santana or anyone else other than me and you, because at Evolution I want to take back that SmackDown Women's Championship that I held for over a year. And you're not going to be able to stop me to do it, Sonya. You may be able to cuff it out in whatever Octagon or Raw Underground ring you step into, but you've not been in there with the role model like me." And she's like, "Huh. Well, we'll see then, won't we, bitch?" Backstage, Dolph Ziggler is gassing himself up. He says, "You know, opportunity has been presented to the Dirty Dogs more than it has been ever in either of our careers. Roode, he came up short in the main event last week, but the fact that he was in that main event, they know that he's money. They know that he's one of the dirtiest damn dogs here on this roster, one of the greatest talents inside that ring. And me, I've got another chance to finally prove myself, because for years everyone was saying Dolph Ziggler was underappreciated, Dolph Ziggler's this, Dolph Ziggler's the next Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler's the best on the roster in the ring." But somewhere down the line I sort of got forgotten about, and I became the one not looked over by WWE, I was looked over by you people, because you latched onto all the cool, hot new toys that came out through NXT, and Cesaro was one of them. Cesaro was one of those hot new toys that you latched onto after me, and you forgot about me because you wanted to make sure Cesaro got his moment. But let me be honest with you, once I beat Cesaro tonight, I'm going to prove that I'm the best damn wrestler on this brand, and there's nobody else that can prove me any different. That's when Drew Gulak walks up to him, and he says, "Huh, weird, because a lot of people have been saying what you've been saying recently, Dolph, about being the best here on SmackDown. I think Chad Gable did it. Obviously, when Dan O'Brien was here, he did it. And now I'm doing it. But I actually can back it up. Let's see if you can." And he walks off. So, a little bit of smack talk from Drew Gulak ahead of Ziggler's match with Cesaro. Which, fuck! This is an 86, right? In Germany. And Dolph Ziggler got a 60. What the fuck? This should have been the main event. Dominic and Joe isn't going to do as well. Shit. Anyway, Ziggler actually gets the win. I know. Dolph Ziggler advances to the semi-finals on the SmackDown side to face Shinsuke Nakamura. Ziggler wins with a super kick in 12:50. Because someone who we haven't seen since before Money in the Bank on SmackDown pops up. That being Johnny Gargano. And he delivers like a kick to Cesaro on the outside. Actually, no, I'd probably have him cover his face up. Like, who the hell is that? Who the hell is that guy with the hoodie? But then it's revealed that it is Gargano, and then he brings Cesaro out, and they 2-on-1 assault Cesaro, and he sort of just shouts at him. He's like, huh? You want to take my opportunity away from me? Well, I'm taking yours away from you, Tony. And then Cesaro would get powerbombed through the announce table by Rezar, as Johnny Gargano is back, because he got injured before Money in the Bank, if you do remember. And who was the person he was wrestling when he got that injury? So who can we blame it on in kayfabe? This man right here. Obviously, it's not actually his fault because this man would never injure anyone. But in kayfabe, that was the match it happened in, so we can blame Cesaro. And now Gargano just collecting his debt, really. Backstage, AJ, Gable, Baron Corbin, and Omos are with Bivens. And they're ranting. They're going, I can't believe it, Malcolm. We've let you all down. All three of us lost. And Bivens is like, no. You didn't lose, okay. We're still going to win this. We may not win King of the Ring, but maybe we need to change our targets. Maybe we're all focusing too much on individuality, because all that is happening at the minute is you're going out there and you're wrestling as Chad Gable, as AJ Styles, with me by your side because you know I'm going to deliver you to greatness. But maybe we need to sort of change the motive here. That's when Angelo Dawkins and Bianca Belair walk in like, "Hey, old fam, is the KSI of WWE or whatever you called yourself, is he in the mud?" And then Bivens like, "Shut up." But where even is Montez Ford? And then Dawkins like, "Hey, yo fam, off screen he hurt his shoulder on main event, so he's going to miss this week and be back next week." He wouldn't actually say that, but that is the real reason why Montez Ford ain't on screen here. But so we'd say he's like just having a week off or something. And then we're like, "Well, I see you're still here, Angelo, and you're in your ring gear, so how about you face one of us?" And then, I'm glad to, fam. And then Malcolm Bivens is like, "Well, you might not be glad to. I want you to find out who it's going to be." And then he's like, well, it can't be AJ. He's already wrestled. I'll take Gable and Corbin. He ain't all that. And Bivens is like, "Okay. Well, how about you go one-on-one with..." Looks up. He's like, "Omos." And all of a sudden, Dawkins' expression changes and Bianca's like, "Uh-oh." And we're going to get Angelo Dawkins and Omos later on tonight. But Karrion Kross and Dijakovic is up first, and Kross beats him. I don't think I've put him on the show last week after he beat Orton at the pay-per-view, so just to remind people that he exists. Gets a cross jacket. Dijakovic passes out. 71 for Dijakovic and an 82 for Karrion Kross. Not too shabby. Then we're back in Pierce's office when Samoa Joe barges in. It's like, "Joe, we need a main event tonight. Dominic, he's not happy with what you did to Ray. He wants to face you in the main event." And Joe just laughs and he goes, "Dominic Mysterio wants to wrestle me. He thinks he can take me? I'm going to walk all over Dominic. And to show just how confident and how dominant I am, I'm going to put the WWE Championship on the line." So we're getting an impromptu WWE title main event between Dominic Mysterio and Samoa Joe. 46, yeah, I didn't really expect too much. But Omos defeats Angelo Dawkins in 540 with a chokeslam. Dawkins gets a 49 and Omos gets a 40. And Omos shuts up Angelo Dawkins here tonight after he mocked Bivens. And yeah, just nice. Omos gets a win over Angelo Dawkins. Then Shotzi and Candice come out for their match in the Queen of the Ring, when whose music hits but the women's tag team champions, Kaylee Ray and Nikki Cross. And they're like, don't mind us. If you watch Raw, you'd know we were coming here to scout our competition, and you two have a match tonight because you're in the Queen of the Ring together and you're both in tag teams, so what better way to get a kill two birds with one stone, get a better look at our competition than we thought we'd just come out here, just have a nice little watch of this match, see who our real contenders are over on this brand. And Shotzi gets the win. 77 is really fucking good for these two in this country. This would have been a brilliant show if this was done on American soil. But Yeah, Shotzi beats Candice in 10-10 with a Fright Night to advance to the semi-finals of the SmackDown side of Queen of the Ring. I guess the quarterfinals overall, but yeah. So on the Raw side, it's going to be, I think it's Raquel versus Liv Morgan, and Toni Storm versus Kairi Sane. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then the SmackDown side is Shotzi and Sasha, and Shayna and Bianca. Raw Talk is hyped up. Samoa Joe's going to be on. The Women's Tag Team Champions, the Lady Scots, are going to be on. And Shinsuke Nakamura and good old Rick Boogs are going to be on too. Yep. I should have had Ziggler and Cesaro in main event. But Joe just dominates Dominic in 7:30 with the Coquina clutch to retain the title. Just sending a message because Ray's not here, and he just beats the fuck out of his son for 7 minutes. Could have ended the match after about 4 or 5, but chose not to. Joe 79, 40 for Dominic. Bad main event, that's going to kill the show. But of course, I'll say it before I even advance to the end of the show. What matters more is what you thought of the show, doesn't it? 70. This is actually alright because I actually rated Boogs on this as well because it's talking smack and anyone gets their chance to put themselves over. Boogs explains why he's so hyped to be with the King, because the King, Shinsuke Nakamura, is the most electrifying man on this brand. No offense to Dwayne Johnson. And he's got a date with Dolph Ziggler, I think, in 2 weeks' time. I think it is. And he's going to become the true king here in WWE when he wins King of the Ring. But he will always be the king of strong style and the king of rock and roll. Nikki Cross and Kaylee Ray, they're talking, they're going, Raw, and we weren't really feeling it. We sort of beaten everyone over there. We beat Jay Flo, we beat, who else did they even beat on Raw? Oh, Paige and AJ. We haven't seen them since, by the way. And so we thought we'd come over here on SmackDown. We know there was a lot of teams over here. And Shotzi, she was the victorious tonight, so she's probably first in line for a title shot. Her and Ember Moon, should Shotzi not be preoccupied, of course, with Queen of the Ring. But the opportunity has been sent. Unless Shotzi wants to pull double duty, then we'll see. But I guess there are challenges for the pay-per-view. Evolution. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart against the Lady Scots. And Samoa Joe. He's on Talking Smack. He says, look, I know what you're all going to say. You're going to say, oh, Joe, why did you attack Rey Mysterio? Because I felt like it. Because I need to let him know that this is the man he's messing with. Okay, I've faced Rey on pay-per-view for a championship before, and I beat him inside a minute at WrestleMania. So what makes you think it's going to be any different this time with this championship? And as for his stupid son, I mean, why did he want me? Does he not know who I am? I slaughtered his dad, who's actually the accomplished one in the family. Yeah, he thought he could step to me. That's why I put my championship on the line, because he needed to be humbled. He needed to think that he had that chance of success, only to realise that he can't cut it out. And neither can Rey anymore, because Rey, he's yesterday's news, and unlike me, who when I fought, I was on my come down. I decided I was going to bounce back up. But Rey, the same thing won't happen to you. And at King of the Ring, I'm going to put you to sleep for good. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be with that main event, but I'm slowly starting to think we might be losing popularity. Hopefully we don't drop out of big or whatever we're in, because that would fucking suck. But again, what matters more than the 75 is what you thought of the show, so do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for episode 155, which will be Raw, week 3 of July. See you then.